Policies that ensure stability. That's expected to be the focus when China's top legislature convenes for its annual meeting in Beijing this weekend. It's also expected to reinforce Chinese President Xi Jinping's vision for the country. Olivia Xiong with this report.
It's been more than half a year since this mother to a primary school child learned of drastic changes to China's education system. The Beijing resident asked for her identity to be concealed out of concern for speaking out.
本意是好的，本意是对的，但是落实不太合理，或是不太好。
Known as the double reduction policy, authorities announced less homework for students as well as a ban on off-campus tutoring. While meant to ease the academic burden on students, the 43-year-old says it has instead caused more anxiety.
如果大家都躺平都不学了，那也许可能家长的焦虑就少了。问题是没有一个说真的不在学呀，都在偷着摸的学，我们不敢聊天，一聊天就紧张。人家孩子都在学这个学那个，你什么都没学。
The sweeping changes were made under the banner of what's known as common prosperity, a campaign that's led to a crackdown in a wide range of areas, from regulatory changes in the technology sector to celebrities caught for tax evasion. The Chinese leadership says this is part of an attempt to stamp out social inequality and cut back on excesses in society.
I think China has reached a point where the country is very much committed to achieving common prosperity. Why? Because China now sits on a huge pile of wealth.
While the campaign has caused concern among businesses and investors, the vision has been defended personally by Chinese President Xi Jinping and is likely to be one of the key themes at Beijing's upcoming political meetings.
Everything that will be done at the National People's Congress will be consolidating the position Xi Jinping has. It will be about government policies, probably focusing a lot on the common prosperity elements to be implemented, such as pension for everybody in China, to show that Xi Jinping really is serious about it, and therefore prepare for him to secure a third term as a leader of China, which will then effectively means he will be leader for life.
That unprecedented third term is set to be realized at a twice-a-decade party congress in the second half of the year, so analysts think that it's likely that the legislative sessions will have an upbeat message. Although experts say the Chinese leadership will have to address economic concerns as growth slows amid increasing global headwinds.
So I think we can expect some crowd-pleasing announcements perhaps in that way, and also perhaps a message on sort of economic confidence and stability, and perhaps indicating more fiscal support for the economy in the year ahead. Things are still quite economically difficult at the moment in China, but I think they'll be wanting to make sure that economic stability lasts through this year so they can have a smooth Congress at the end of it.
There will likely also be a focus on the party's achievements in the past year, in particular, its fight against COVID-19.
Now, China will likely want to talk about its success in bringing the virus spread here under control through what is known as its dynamic zero-COVID policy. This even though there have been questions over how long China will be able to hold on to this approach, as its borders remain largely closed off still as the rest of the world begins to open up. But China has fended off criticism and has shown no signs of changing tact anytime soon.
After all, analysts say China is keen to keep its strong governing record this year. President Xi personally instructing local authorities in Hong Kong to take all necessary measures to control the worsening outbreak there, with mass testing planned, as well as resources and personnel sent from the mainland. A move that analysts say will not only keep China's credibility in check, but is also in line with the political integration that Beijing hopes to see following massive anti-government protests that rocked Hong Kong in 2019. Olivia Xiong, CNA, Beijing.